the roundtables are very critical for us, both in terms of bringing players from the academia, from the private sector, and I dare suggest also from the development sector.
Since the inception of supply chain management, it has continued to evolve. As one of our esteemed researchers, practitioners on supply chain management, Eram Kopa, alluded to, that supply chain management is just all about the journey. It's not the destination. If we look at the series of events that have occurred over the years, globalizations, advancement in technology, changes in business setup, things are changing. What you know as supply chain today is no longer more, as we have moved away from the operational aspect of it to tactical, and now we're looking at it as a strategic function within an organization to enhance or achieve organizational performance.
You know, the one thing that really troubles me is why can't there be innovation in public sector procurement? There should be. I think that is the place that should drive innovation. That should drive innovation through proper engagement with the suppliers.
I sat down and I consulted some of the associations. I consulted a lot of the MDs of the companies. At the end of the day, companies were saying to us, we need people that are fit for purpose. We need people that can actually walk into the workplace and do the job.
With the creation, there's an idea that came out from the discussion that we need to create a body or a council that will oversee the different professional organizations in the country. What is your view on that?
I totally agree to that, because that is what is happening to other professionals that we look up to other professions that we look up to. That is how SAICA is in South Africa. So there is indeed a need for that council or professional body. But I think National Treasury is already working on that, because that is alluded to in the procurement bill. So people need to come together and comment on that procurement bill and make sure that it happens.
Thank you, Abigail. Thank you for taking it. Good afternoon, Tobeka.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, we're just coming from the discussion on how we can work together to professionalize supply chain management. What is your observation from the discussions?
One thing that I've picked up that is positive is that you have agreed that we have to collaborate, because there was a synergy that was missing from different stakeholders for us to come up with a tangible program that will professionalize this phenomenon, which is supply chain. And the other thing that I'm glad that we have been able to identify from this conference is that there is an element of not being ready. If you remember, Mark said that are we ready? In terms of world class, the public procurement is not ready yet, but we're glad that the National Treasury came up with a framework.
Economy is technology. One of my panelists was talking about this problem of delivery of books in 2030. Well, that's just not going to happen, because there are going to be no books anymore. That delivery will be electronic. We're talking about the delivery of medicines. That probably won't happen either, because it'll all be drones. That kind of thing. So those changes in technology are huge. You just have no concept. Can you think that in the next generation nobody will have to be able to write? It's incredible, but it's true.
I believe that with the assistance of Treasury, we should actually take supply chain out of finance and make it a fully fledged function within the organization. Supply chain must sit at the top of the table when there is an exco, meeting, and there must be a dedicated supply chain agenda item. And that is how we can actually elevate supply chain to the level where it's supposed to be.
The supply chain management field already have various governing bodies or associations with codes of ethics which they police. What perhaps is still needed in public supply chain management is a focus throughout the supply chain on serving and satisfying the final customer. In other words, focusing on the community's best interest.
What are the expectations from National Trader? I'd like to share a story. The story is, imagine the year is 2030. Imagine 2030. Can hear someone say, so what is imagining all about? See here is Dr. Luke Joyner, colleague. In South Africa, when somebody is not getting the issue, you say, imagine when, just imagine. Just imagine. Just imagine. So just imagine, the year is 2030. Zodwa is the head of supply chain management at a national government department. She has got a license to practice. Supply chain management is fully professionalized. 2030. Wow. Females are leading the profession.
I believe that good SCM practices can help businesses to grow and to compete in the global environment. And I also believe that it can help the public sector to deliver services to its citizens much better.
Public, private, non-NGOs, you supply something to somebody, and identifying your position within that supply chain is key. So every organization is a supply chain.
The Supply Chain Management Education Excellence Awards is something that we've been doing for a number of years, and that really is to recognize supply chain excellence in education and training within the South African community. Last year there was a young lady from Tuckies who put together an extraordinarily good project who received an award. In fact, other companies like Sasol, Imperial Logistics have received awards from us for their efforts in supply chain education.
Let me just give you my take on things. I think we've come a long way. When I joined the industry about 20 years ago, it was hard to find formally qualified people in logistics, or supply chain management for that matter. If you would speak to a senior manager in logistics, it's a good chance that that person came via marketing, via operations, or some other field, and by happenstance ended up in logistics. And it was also rare to find a fully dedicated logistics department within companies. And if there was such a department, the level of integration was very low. I've seen a lot of changes in that respect. When you look at the demographics of people in the industry, male, female, different races, I think we've come a really long way.
The complexity that we have encountered in recent years are best demonstrated when a country is confronted with something new, like procuring a nuclear plant. Who in this country has done that and has done it well, and will give us the guarantee that if we spend R1 trillion, we will buy wisely, so that your tax money has a yield on its return.
Recently, as you get pregnant, you tend to know who your doctors are, and I went to see one of my specialists, and it dawned on me whilst I was sitting there talking to him, but you have urologist, you have gastroenterologist, you have a gynecologist, hematologist, and they're all part of one mother body, the South African Medical Association. Why can't we have one mother body and then have all these specialists underneath it? They are highly respected, professionals, why can't we do the same? Why have all this competition among ourselves? Because at the end of the day, it's about the end result.